Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how to add a contact page to your website built in DropFunnels. So here you can see I'm in my DropFunnels site, and I am on my pages with all pages being displayed here. I'm going to click the blue Add New button here and see if I can get a new page added in here, which sure enough I can, and I'm going to give it a name of Contact. If I could type. Now I'm going to come down here and click this DropFunnels tab right here, which is going to launch the DropFunnels Editor, which if you haven't seen this, it's super amazing. Right, so this brings in the page with my global site header, my global site footer, and what I'm going to be able to do now is just use this area in the middle to put the content that I want in there, which of course is a contact form. So I'm going to come up over here to the right side here, and I'm going to click the search magnifier there for, I'm just going to type in contact, and you can see there's a contact form here, and I'm literally just going to drop this out onto the designer surface, and now you can see I get a contact form here. Right, so super easy to do so far, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just work through these tabs in the properties of the contact form and just kind of go through it and show you what we can do here. So on the general tab is where you deal with all the fields, right? So I'm going to have a name field on here. I'm going to leave it at 100% width. That's fine. I don't want a label above it. I want the placeholder to be what I put here. So I'm going to have this say your full name. So, and I'm going to make this required. So you'll see now that it says your full name here instead of just your name. And so I'm good with the name field. So the email, we're going to show that, no problem, your email. Yes, it's required, all good there. So let's take a look at the subject field here. So we're going to show that, and we're going to make that required so that you can tell me what the basic idea of why you're wanting to contact me. And then I'm not going to show the phone field, right? So we're going to leave that hidden. And the message field, again, we're going to make this required, because why send me a message without sending me a message? So, and then you can turn on the ability to have a checkbox here where someone would have to agree to your terms and conditions before they could actually submit this form. I don't need that on this. So that might be good for like GDPR, various places, things like that. So I don't need that. And on the success, I could redirect to another page, but I'm just going to show a message, and the default message is fine for me for this. Thanks for your message. We'll be in touch soon. Cool. So that's the general tab. So I'm going to move over to the style tab. So with the form style, you get a couple of different options here. You can see what's there now, and you can just take out all the colors and all that. So style 2 is basically white, and then style 1 has the backgrounds in the fields and things of that nature, right? So I'm going to leave that like that. That's fine. On input color, so the text that's in the inputs is black. That's fine. And you could change the background color if you wanted to. I don't want to, so it's fine the way it is. I don't want a border. They're fine. They look fine the way they are. I don't want to deal with anything from an input size and alignment. I don't really want to change the form background or any of the padding around the corners, and the defaults for me for form validation are fine. So now I got to deal with the button, and that's on the button tab here. So I want when you click the button, I want you to feel like you're sending my message, right? Think about it from not from me as the website owner perspective, but from me as the person clicking the button perspective. I want to send my message, right? So, and I'm not going to put an icon on the button or anything like that. So that's good there. Button style, I'm going to make this a flat button so that it's, it'll look just like a button, and it'll be fine. I'm going to make the text color white, and I'm going to make the hover text color white as well. And then I'm going to make the background color of the button to be my site's orange. And then I'm going to make the hover color to be a little bit darker orange. So I'm going to go to my regular orange, and I'm going to just make it a little bit darker. So you can see they give you this awesome ability to have presets and have your color palette here for your site and be able to pull from that. So that's kind of cool. I don't want my button left aligned. I want it centered. And I'm going to kind of soften the corners of the button by putting a radius on here. Maybe put that up to about 10. So you can see I rounded the corners here on the button. And then I'm going to put vertical padding and horizontal padding. I'm going to make this, let's say 20 and 20, so that there's the same space around the outside of the text on the button. And you'll see what I'm going to do in a minute to kind of enhance that a little bit too, right? So there's my button. On the email tab, this is where we're going to deal with, the email and subject lines, right? So what happens when someone fills out the form? What email address do you want the form to be sent to? Just going to have them send to my email, and then I want the subject to say website contact. So that's good for that. And then I'm going to have my email template I'm going to make a couple adjustments here. So there's this template right here that basically is, what does the message look like when it gets sent to someone's email? Right, so it's going to say from, and the person's name and email, their email address, subject, and the subject line. And then it'll say message body with the message there. You received a submission from your website. And then I'll pull that up there. So it'll say you've received a message from new submission from your website, keithpelchat.com. Cool. And when someone fills out this form and it works, they're going to get a message that says message sent. And if it doesn't, if there's some problem, they're going to get an error message saying message failed, please try again. So that's all I need to do here. So notice there's an ellipsis here. There's 3 more tabs that we need to go to, right? So on the typography tab, here we can deal with a bunch of cool stuff. So we can deal with the input text, the size and color and things in there. So the only thing I really want to do in here is I'm going to make the size of the input in these form fields be a little bit bigger. I'm going to make these 20. So it's just easier to read on the website, right? And that's really all I care about doing for the input text. And then for the button text, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the size the same size. I'm going to make that 20. And I'm going to change the font weight to bold. So you get a nice bold there, and you can see you got the same border around on the button. It looks pretty good. So that's all I really need to do there. So I'm going to go to the Advanced tab now, and I want to show you that on this particular contact form, there's really nothing else that I want to do here. But you could put animations on this, and and do all kinds of cool stuff there. You can give your element an ID, so if you want to navigate from another spot, I don't need to do that. You can import or export the settings. So there's really nothing on the Advanced tab that I need to do. So let's finish up with this reCAPTCHA tab here. So one of the things that's really cool that you can do with this is you can make it so that the an attacker or someone that's wanting to spam you can't use an automated program to just fill out this form and keep submitting it and putting crap in here, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to use reCAPTCHA to deal with this. So we're going to show the reCAPTCHA, and what we're going to need is to go set up some settings in our Google Admin console for reCAPTCHA. What we need to get is our site key and our secret key, and then we can set the theme to be either a light color or a dark color. So I'm going to go to Google Admin. Well, if you click this, it'll bring you into Google Admin. I'm going to go on to Google Admin here, and I'm just going to go to Settings. And so you can see that I created one here for my site, and I said that it was a version 2 with a checkbox on here. Let me actually create a new one. I'm going to go back here. I'll just create a new one. I'll click this plus sign, because this is what you'll end up doing. You click this plus sign, and you'll give it a name, keithpelchat.com, for example. And I'm going to use a version 2 of reCAPTCHA and put an I'm not a robot checkbox there, which means the person's going to actually have to click the thing, a checkbox, and it's going to do some work. All right, and then I'm going to add this to keithpelchat.com. And I'm going to accept the terms of service, and then I'm going to submit this. All right, so what I'm going to end up getting is a code, which I'm not going to end up using this, so because I've already got one generated that you won't see. So I'm going to basically copy the site key, and I'm going to come over to the module settings here for the form, and I'm going to set the site key to that site key. And I'm going to use this secret key, and I'm going to go put it in here as a secret key. And then you get to pick the theme to be light or dark, right? So you can see hopefully what will happen here. Let me just save this so that I can get that to actually show up here, hopefully. So I'm going to come in here, just come back to this, and I'm going to hide this, and then I'm going to show it. Just so you can see it, because I got to get it to refresh this form here for me, so you can see this. So let's come back over to make it light. I want it to be light. There we go. It's coming in now. So you can see, here's the impact of dark. Right? I just needed to get it to refresh this form and pull that data in from Google. Right? So the dark, it's kind of harsh on here, so I just want the light color. So that's it. I've set up my form, mostly. So I'm going to click Save on this, and that saves this. So this is what the end user will see. But the thing I want to do here now is I want to put a header at the top. So I'm going to come over into the modules area, and I'm going to grab a heading module. And I'm literally going to drag a heading module over here and basically just put in here, ask me your questions. I'm going to make this an H1. I don't need to put a link or anything like that on that. And I'm going to center this. And that's really all I need to do. There's nothing in here that I need to take care of, so I'm done with that. So I'm going to save that. And look, I've got a form. So I'm going to click Done, and I'm going to click Publish. Now notice that right now the contact form is not in my menu. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click my site name here and click Menus. And that's going to let me go in and modify the menus. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take the contact form and add it to the menu. I'm on my main menu for my header of my site, and I'm going to make that a sub-level menu below Home. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm not ready to do that. I'm going to just put it right next. I'm going to put it here because I'd have to do some styling that I don't want to do in this video. So I'm going to click Save Menu, and then I'm just going to come up here and visit the site. I'm going to hold down the Control key so I can open it up in a new tab. And you can see that now I have Home Blog Contact. So if I click and notice, hear what I have to do for styling, because I've got a sub-menu there that I haven't styled yet. I'm going to click Contact, and look what happens. I get that form, and I'm going to fill it out. Do something like that. Notice I've got to click the I'm not a robot. And if I try to send this, it's going to tell me I have to do that. So I've got to click that. That'll prevent spam messages from coming to you. And then I can click send my message, and look what happens. Thanks for your message. We'll be in touch soon. So I'm going to pause the video now and wait for that email to come in, and I'll show it to you. All right, so just a couple seconds later, and that email came in, so let me pull that out over here and show you what it looks like. So keithpelchat.com website contact, and you can see that it's sent to from the name that I put in, from the email address that I put in. This is a test checking to see if this works. You have received a new submission from your website, keithpelchat.com. So everything looks like it worked great. Awesome. So that's all you need to do. Now, if you're not a DropFunnels user yet, and you'd like to look at it and see if this is something that would work for you, maybe do a conversion of your current WordPress-based website to DropFunnels, you can just come to keithpelchat.com and click the DropFunnels free trial link, and that will enable a 14-day free trial for you that will allow you to work on it, play with it, test it, see if it will be helpful for you. And if you have any questions while you're trying it out, I encourage you to use the contact form that I just put on my website to reach out to me and ask me any questions. And I'd be happy to guide you in any way that I can. So that's it for now, and I hope you have a great day.